In preparation for part 3 of the Rhine, where Caesar is going to go north of the Alps in 59 BC and start conquering Gaul proper, I wanted to give you a quick context of what was going on in Western Europe at the time, maybe some color as to why Caesar went north, and give you some nuance as to what the different tribes were in Gaul when Caesar actually arrived. So, first of all, the Romans controlled Italy. I think that's fairly obvious at this point, and they also controlled much of Greece. But a lot of people don't know that very early on in the Roman Empire, they took over southern Spain from the Carthaginians. So, they needed a road going from Italia to Roman Hispania, and that's why they went ahead and tried to conquer Roman Gaul, which was southern Gaul, modern day Provence, which takes its name, incidentally, from the Romans who called it our province. Now, about 60 years later, in 59 BC, Caesar went north of the Alps to go a conquering, and he really split the rest of Gaul into three major parts: Aquitania in the southwest, Lugdunensis going through the big middle part of Gaul, and Belgica in the far north. Let's take a look at Belgica first. So there were a bunch of really warlike tribes here in Belgica. The Nervii and the Treveri were very important, so were the Bellovaci, and the Uberones are going to play a very key role. The Batavians were a German people, Germanic-speaking people, who lived on the islands of the Rhine. And then there was a small but important tribe called the Remi. And the Remi were allies with Rome, and they gave Caesar his into Belgica. Lugdunensis also had one of Rome's really important allies, the Aedui, the biggest tribe in central Gaul. But it also had a whole bunch of other smaller tribes like the Averni, the Helvetii, the Sequani, and then a bunch of tribes in the northwest, including the Veneti. Now, the Veneti were important because they controlled most of the trade from Gaul to Britannia, even though they were kind of in a weird spot for it. Aquitania had two small tribes, the Limovices and the Aquitani. So that is the very complicated political situation that Caesar was marching into, and we'll see him march into it in style at the very first episode of Caesar's Conquest, which is going to be episode 3. Thanks for watching, and thank you for listening.